on, people? Welcome to the player rating show. Brentford 2, Palace 1. And trust me, there is a lot to get into today in terms of individual performances. Who was good? Who let us down? Who can improve? It's an unfortunate defeat. And I'm joined by Patrick here to discuss all through every single individual that's come on, that started the game, as well as the managers' ratings. As always, get involved in the comment section down below by letting us know your thoughts and your ratings over there. Like, subscribe, as we're trying to target 10,000 next people. But yeah, Patrick, first game done, defeat. How you feeling, man?
I'm okay. Slightly disappointed, but I mean, it's the first match of the season. Everyone that follows Glasgow knows it doesn't get off the good starts anyway. And look, we just spoke about it pre-show quickly. You know, guys like Mateta, Gay, Eze, Munoz, they're not up to speed yet as far as fitness levels goes. But but overall, I mean, we put a ball in the net 3 times. We only got 1 goal. I mean, what are you gonna do? And the referee was awful. We're gonna rate the referee today.
No, we're not. I was thinking about it, but I've
Zero for the ref.
the referee enough.
Referee gets a 0. That's a spoiler alert.
Hopefully, I never speak about him again. But yeah, let's get started with the ratings. But look, just quickly before we do get started, I know there's like a little meltdown going on. Last time we lost the game under Glasgow was City away, but before that was Bournemouth away. And some of you may remember the performance; it wasn't that great, etc. We face City next. We lose that game as well. But City, in my eyes, anomaly. Like that, you're not gonna beat that game. That you're not gonna beat. It's very hard to beat them. And then afterwards, what happened? We went 7 games unbeaten. So I think this could be a bit of a reality check. It's not the end of the world, but let's talk about what players and who needs to improve ahead of the next game. And let's start off with the goalie, which is Dean Henderson, the Palace number 1 for the season. Patrick, 5 for me, 4 for me, 2 goals conceded. The first one is kind of close to him. He dived for it, but went over him or under him. I can't remember. He was very close to it. And the second one gets a hand to it, but lands straight onto Worcester's feet and he scores.
Yeah, I mean, he only made 3 saves. Obviously conceded 2 goals, 59% passing accuracy, not great, but not terrible. But the long balls was only 4 out of 13. He did make 1 really good play at 1-1. They had a ball over the top to either Wissa or Mboma when he came out.
Oh yeah,
great. That was a big play because if he's in, that's a goal. So I don't think he played terribly. I think the second goal was very unlucky. Deflection didn't help him, but I think he could have done a little better on the first goal. But overall, I just think it was for him an average performance. Not poor, not great, just average.
Yeah, maybe for the first goal, I don't know. I might be being a bit too harsh, but maybe he could have done a bit better. It's not that far away from it. He seemed close to it anyways, but it was a close range to be fair as well. He needed a quick reaction, second goal. Of course, he tips his hand over to Whistle, maybe push out a bit of. I mean, these are fine details, but yeah, I don't think he had a particularly great game. Let's move on to the right wing back, Danny Munoz. 6 from you, 5 from me. He was open out wide, and at times we did find him, and he did put balls into the box. At times, we did try to force it through the middle. 76% passing accuracy, 67 touches, so he was involved heavily during the game. 4 out of 10 ground was won. Lost possession though, Patrick, 17 times. That's why it's pretty average from me. 5 out of 10.
I understand that, but he also was a big part of the goal. Obviously, he was the one that knocked the ball back for the own goal. I thought he played well. I don't think on his side anybody gave him a lot of trouble. That would have been Wissa. Wissa's down the middle. Actually, Kevin. Was it Kevin? No, it would have been Mbromo because
no, Mbromo was Mitchell.
Right. So I don't think he did poorly at all. It was shot on his side, right? Because Mbromo was obviously on the right side because he cut in on his left foot. I thought he did well defensively again, and he was involved going forward. I think towards the end of the game, it was like the last 5 minutes, he was wide open, and Anderson wouldn't give him the ball. He was wide open, wide right. So I don't think he played poorly. I thought Munoz again. First game back again. Didn't have the Americans, the camp. He had to go the whole 90+ minutes. I thought he played okay today. I think it was fine.
Yeah. Chris Richards, a lot of people talking about him today, Patrick. You gave him 6.5. I gave him a 5. He did struggle a bit defensively at times. Of course, the passing duty is not really his role. He had 50 touches. Saying that, it was 89%, I believe, passing accuracy, so fairly solid there. But do you think he could have done a bit better defensively, or
where and when? I don't understand that. Looking at the number you just said of 50 touches. I don't, he had 4 recoveries, 1 interception, 1 headed clearance. I don't know what he made a mistake on. Maybe on the second goal or on the first goal. Obviously, we'll get to Gahey. Guillermo is wide open because Mitchell's too far up the pitch. He cuts in off of Gahey. He shoots the ball past Richards, but Richards tried to block it and he missed it. Second goal, he's in the box there with Munoz, but the ball hits Munoz and goes off of him. Since I don't know what he could have done any better. I thought that Mbeumo and Wissa were focused more on like maybe Anderson and Mitchell, and I don't understand why people are getting on Richards.
I think for the second goal.
I just said that. I just think that on the cross, it deflects off of Munoz. I mean, I don't think that's his man. The player that played the ball in, the tapping from Wissa it was just a deflection. I don't know. I don't know what he could have done any better on that play. I don't think he played poorly. He wasn't great, but I don't think he played poorly, and his passing was very decent today. So I'm not really sure why people get on his case. I don't understand it. Maybe I missed something. I don't know what he did so poorly. They didn't give the ball away at any point. Poorly. I don't know what he did so poorly today. Honestly, I don't know what people are saying.
Let us know in the comment section if you wasn't happy with Richard's performance. What was it? What was it about your performance that you weren't happy with in particular? Anderson, 6 from both of us. Patrick, you went on the ball quite a few times, trying to do his usual diagonal balls, trying to be the quarterback, as people say as well. But yeah, I mean, for the first goal, wasn't his fault. Second goal, he did miss the header, but then maybe we could have done a bit better, just defensively as a team. There was quite a few breakdowns there, but once again, a lot of people were praising him a few days ago, and now all of a sudden, people are like, "I'll be happy with him sold."
Yeah. I won't get into the selling part. I don't know about that. Again, give me a choice.
Lost possession 22 times.
Well, again, so I don't think he played well today. My big issue with him was, I think lost possession is really the completed passes. He had 61 of them, most in the game, but only 75%. I think he played way too many diagonal balls today that were just like 50-50 balls. Go win it. They weren't like diagonals where a player was wide open wide. It was like a couple of, like 3 or 4 times to Mateta first off. Mateta's got to go up against Ethan Pinnock, 50-50 header. What are we trying to do here? I don't think that's really Mateta's strength. So I just think he played too many very strange balls. He had a shot. I know he had a shot on goal, a weak shot in the first half. I just don't think he played that great. I don't necessarily think that his style of play today was what he wanted to do. Why are you playing long diagonals? I just think he was giving the ball away way too much. So
could it be instructions from Glasner?
I don't think so. I would not see why playing a long diagonal ball would make sense. Maybe out wide if the player's wide open, yes, to the wing backs, but to Mateta, that can't be an instruction. We never done it before. Over the top, maybe, yeah, but he wasn't. He was trying to play the ball to Mateta's chest or head and then bring it down. I didn't understand it.
Yeah. Gahey, 5 from me, 6 from you. Reason for my 5 is because, I mean, for the first goal, that's not the Gahey that I know. Let's just say that. And Glasner mentioned it before the game even started in his pre-match press conference, talking about Eze and Gahey. They may need a few weeks to get up to the speed. And I think that first goal kind of shows it, Patrick, because, I mean, that was poor defending. Mbeumo done everything he wanted to do. And we just let him cut in, have the shot very close to the goal. And yeah, normal Gahey would have just took that ball off him.
In his defense on that goal, I would defend him slightly, is that's not his man. That should have been Mitchell, but Mitchell's pushed up wide as wing back. He makes a great recovery. Naturally. He makes a great recovery run. Right. But here's the thing. You have to know Mbeumo's left-footed. So show him out wide. He shows him inside, which makes no sense. He showed him to the wrong foot. He showed him outside, which is onto his right foot. When like Olise or any good left-footed player, you're going to cut in on his left foot. So why did you do that? And then obviously the shot goes in. So that was my biggest problem. A defender of that quality has to know the player's strongest foot and to know whether to show him inside or outside. And Mbeumo on that point has to be shown the sideline or touch line. That way he can't cut in on the left foot. If he cuts in the left foot, you can easily just block it because you're making a block tackle. That's my biggest thing on that first goal. Besides that, again, 95% passing accuracy. He was solid besides that. And again, man, you got to give it. You have to understand, it's also his first full match back since obviously from the Euros. So again, like other players, he wasn't able to get up to speed. But that first goal to me was poor. So which is why I give that rating.
Yeah, it was. Mitchell, Patrick, you gave him a 7. Interesting. I gave him a 5. At times I just felt like we saw it. I mean, with the goal that we scored, when he put that ball in the box, I think it caused problems. But at times he just wasn't as keen. It was frustrating. When he did do it, it worked. But more time, he just didn't put enough crosses into the box. So if he did, it weren't good enough. Crosses, in terms of accurate crosses, only 1 out of 5. He attempted 5 crosses into the box. He had 69 touches, as well, played the 90 minutes. But for you, what made you give him such a high rating?
Again, on the goal, you could say he was at fault, but he's out of position. You can't blame him for that. So Embuemo, besides that goal, didn't do a lot on that side, and that was Mitchell's side. I thought he was involved going forward again. He was involved for the goal. He made the cross. He had a shot. Remember the goal against West Ham and Tampa? He had the same exact opportunity. First minute of this game, ball coming across. Unfortunately, he hit the shot wide. He moves us in good positions today. His crossing has to be better. I think I mentioned that in many past streams. He gets into great spots. He's wide open. He's playing wing back. He's got to be better crossing. He's just said it 1 out of 5. But I don't think it was that poor today. It's not like he got skinned many times. He made a block. I remember he made a block also on the clearance. I thought he was good defensively today. You're right. Crossing wasn't great, but the one cross he did put in that was accurate, we scored on. So I mean, I don't know if we can kill him. Again, we weren't great defensively. So you could mark down all 5 defenders: Munoz, Mitchell, Gahey, Anderson, and Richards. But one goal was a deflection. The other goal was just a poor defensive play. I don't think we were terrible defensive. It's not like they had 25 shots. They had like 6 shots on goal. They just scored on 2.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
Moving on to the midfield, Will Hughes. He started today, which, I mean, he's been very good for us under Oliver Glasner. 89% passing accuracy, 57 touches, 5 out of 7 ground rules won. I think he had a fairly solid game. Despite that, I still gave him a 6, and you gave him a 6.5. But maybe a bit more forward passing in midfield. I mean, Adam Wharton took a hold of that. Maybe he could have done a bit more in terms of that. But yeah.
No, I thought he was fine. He had 4 passes into the final third, 2 touches in the box. He had 5 out of 7 ground duels won. He was very solid. I would have personally started Decore because I wanted to see the Decore 1, but having seen how he played, I thought Hughes was very solid today. I got no issue with how he played today. He did as much as he could. He helped out Warren. He's helping defensively. Central midfield for Brentford today was non-existent. They didn't do anything today, the midfielders. So he and Warren did a great job in there. So I thought Hughes played fine today.
Adam Wharton, for me, he was a star boy today. I gave him an 8. In a lot of performance, as you can see, I gave them 5, and you gave him a 7. But in the first half, it was frustrating. I was on the live watch along. I was saying, why are we not taking more shots? We need to take more shots. Second half, what happened? Adam Wharton took a hold of that, took them shots. Passing in first half, second half, great. But Patrick, the most baffling thing was out of Adam Wharton's hand. It was a substitution, which I guess might be down to fitness. But, despite that, I think he had a very good game on and off the ball as well. Both sides of the pitch. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think his passing wasn't as good as it has been because 23 out of 30 for him is not as good. He's usually up in an 85. No, he didn't, but the stats are different on the eye test. But as far as the shooting was concerned, it was brilliant, especially those in the early in that second half. He had like 2 or 3 great shots. A little bit left or right, he probably scores. I like the fact that he's actually shooting because last year my frustration with him was he wouldn't shoot the ball. But he's definitely gotten better. But the sub doesn't bother me. Again, he wasn't there for the entire training camp. Yes, he got to it. He was in America, so he was there for that. But he was at the Euros, so his fitness level was not going to be as high as some of the other players. So the fact, and he didn't play against West Ham, played against the Wolves in that game. So he played against Nantes, but I have no problem with this sub. I mean, to me, it was going to be Decore or Lerma on for him at some point, or for Hughes, and I thought Hughes was playing as well as he was. So the fact he was shooting well, which the frustrating part. But I don't have a problem with him getting subbed out, honestly. And someone made a comment. I know you said that during your stream that he came off. He said he was effing tired, so he was tired. So.
Yeah. Eze, he's back into the side. 5 from me, Patrick. 6 from you, but I don't know. He's another, as I mentioned with Gahey. Glasner did warn us that then they might need a few weeks, and he's been training with them, of course, since their comeback. So of course, Glasner is better than everyone else. And I think today we kind of saw that. In the first half, the most frustrating thing that stood out to me was that ball that he could have played to Mitchell, and he was just doing too much for himself. Right. And sometimes his decision making really lets him down.
Right.
But I mean, he was trying to create something, but at times just too much. Sometimes just release the ball, get others involved. But for you,
No, I agree with that decision making, but he had 7 shots on goal. He should have had a goal. Let's be honest. The free kick that was disallowed has nothing to do with him. And I heard
ridiculous.
after the referee apparently apologized, which does nothing for us on the. It's a great free kick. Listen, to just see that
Eze and Glasner, by the way, people apparently to a referee apologized to both of them.
right, it doesn't do us any good, but great. So you made a mistake. So he should have had a goal. Decision making again wasn't great. He had 7 shots on goal. Had an earlier free kick that was very good, almost scored on. Some of the shots were decent. Decision making again. There were times when I think Ty was on his outside, he could have played the ball to Kamada or Mateta, but that will come with him playing more. Again, he played in the Euros. He just came back late. Didn't go to the US. Again, my worry for him is that will he be as effective without Olise? Because we all know, one, they have a great relationship together, and two, Olise would take pressure off him because Olise would put passes into either him or Mateta, so that helps him. That's my only issue. Hopefully, like I said, it's the first game of the year. I'm not worried about it. You know, he could have played a little better today with decision making wise, but to me, again, let's just see how he does going forward. But like I said, it's the first game of the season. I'm not gonna go crazy with my ratings or my reaction to the game because to me, it's the first game. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Kamada, it was his first Premier League start. A lot of people writing him off already, Patrick, which I'm surprised about. 5.5 from you, 5 from me. I didn't think he had a particularly great game, and I was even asking whether he should be subbed off or not because I feel like someone could have offered more. But it's his first Premier League start. I mean, some people being too harsh about him, writing him off already.
I'm not writing him off, and if you write him off, that's on that can be on that person. I don't get it. His first game in the Premier League. If you've seen him play in the past, you have to know the guy has quality. He's got European pedigree. He's played in Bundesliga, Serie A. Now it's his first game in England. I mean, I don't know what people expected out of him. Yes, there was 1 or 2 passes he could have made. I know it was 1 or 2 passes he made in the final third, but he's getting himself into those half spaces. He's getting himself in positions of quality. It's just going to take time. Again, we noticed it against Nantes. He doesn't have that relationship yet with Mateta or with Eze that Olise had. It's going to take time. Let's go back. I'm not comparing him. Go back to Olise's first few games under Vieira. Was he great the first few games? No. No player is. No player. Very few players come into a new side and are great the first game. It's going to take time. Kamada has obvious quality. 82% passing today. To me, I'm not worried about him. He makes some good defensive headers away. He's a quality player. I like to have a left-footed player on his side for the cutting, but he's got a very good left foot when he wants to. So for me, I got no problem with Kamada. Again, wasn't an excellent first game, but I'm not worried about him. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, let's go quickly through these players. Mateta, 45 minutes. Surprised they got subbed off at halftime. Maybe it might be down to fitness. You gave him a 5, I gave him a 6. To be fair, I was actually impressed with his ability to bring others into the game. He had good 1-2s with Eze and Kamada as well. So it was all positive there. And then he got subbed off. So only 45 minutes of football, but good to see him back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, he wasn't. You could tell he's not peak form yet, but to see him on the field, and I think also he like the other players who weren't there all summer, just fitness issues. He got subbed off. I got no problem with that with the manager. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Now Edward, who came on for him, I gave him a 5. You gave him a 6. I'll be honest, I was actually impressed by his performance up until that goal. Which, of course, it was ruled offside, Patrick. But for me, it was not like an typical offside decision because I've been watching the games in preseason, doing watch-alongs. I've had similar conversations with Nick about this. These offsides and decision-making there has been a problem, but today's one was just ridiculous, in my opinion. He's staring at the 2 defenders, and I don't understand why he's ahead of them. Like, he can literally see them. Like, for me, there's no valid reason for that. Apart from that, he didn't have a bad game. I feel like he was involved, but that itself just dropped down the ratings massively because we should be 2-1 up. Just time your run. Why so far ahead of like the defenders?
A lot of, I mean, I can't explain why he's offside. Honestly, like you, I'm frustrated. He should have kept himself on side, but it happens, man. A lot of the best strikers in the world, you can look at them and how they play. Haaland, for instance, there are a lot of offsides. I mean, it's frustrating. It was a good finish. He didn't know it was offside until the flag went up. It was a good finish. on the goal where we equalized. If Pinnock doesn't put it in the back of net, Edouard's right there to tap it in, so he would have scored that goal 100%. So that would have been a goal for him. But I thought he played okay. I mean, listen, he had a good preseason. Again, it's the first game of the season. Yes, he played all preseason, but again, I don't listen. It happens. He was offside, and I can't kill him for that. I thought other parts he played were very good today. Link up play with IU with Eze was good. Try to get back into the game, etc. But again, it happens. I can't go crazy over an offside. I get why you're frustrated, though. I understand.
Yeah. But I mean, let's see. Jordan, IU now 6-5 from me. Didn't really do much. I don't think there's anything to really talk
You
about.
say that, but he almost scored a goal. The Loma pass when he hit with his right foot went past the post. I mean, you say he didn't do much, but he almost equalized. So there is that. But I understand what you're saying. He wasn't involved as much as he could have been, but he almost scored.
Yeah, I mean, the other players we talk about less more involved. So
yeah.
But yeah, I was just surprised about him coming on ahead of Saar potentially. That was kind of the first one.
So can we discuss that, or you want to wait to get to Saar?
Yeah, I mean, we'll quickly get to Saar. We'll go through Decore. Decore is good to see him on the pitch today.
It was.
He looked exciting. Well, he didn't have that many touches on the ball, but 8 out of 10 passes completed, 13 touches. He has to build that match fitness is on for about. I mean, he came on 84th minute, and then Lerma, of course, came on for Adam Walton. We gave him a 6 for that. Cross into the box, 91% passing accuracy. One big chance created. So yeah, he did. Yeah, and there was an IE chance, of course, as well.
Right.
But yeah, so that was Lerma was positive as well. And then Saar Patrick, he came on for Chris Richards. I gave him a 4. You gave him you didn't give him a rating. I gave you a rating.
Yeah, exactly. So let's not say I gave him the 5. He gave him the 5. I didn't think I had enough. He had enough time, me personally, to give him a rating. I think I did it for him, and I think who else came on, and even the core. I think I gave it NA. You can give him whatever.
He came on, Patrick. He only had 2 touches.
Right, which is why I didn't give him a rating because I can't really.
That's why I gave him a rating of 4.
Okay, so here's my my logic with the subs. Okay, when he took off Kamada, he had 2 choices to bring on. Either it brings on Saar or it brings on IU. The reason I have no problem with IU is a couple of reasons. One, IU's played that position in this system before. So he compares to 10, and he had a very good preseason. You bring in Saar, for me, Saar's more of a right winger. So the reason why you bring in Saar later, because we changed the system. Went to a 4-4-2. He took off Richards when he brought on Saar. Now you got Saar as a right winger. You push up IU up top with Edouard. So it made more sense to me. The problem was we didn't get in the ball. That was the problem. Or he didn't want the ball. So for me, the subs, I understand why people wanted Saar. But Saar, again, we've discussed it, bro, all preseason. Where does Saar play? Is Saar a 10? Is he a wing back? Is he a right winger? Is he a forward? You know what I mean? For me, he's a right winger or he's a forward. But in the system that Glasner plays with the 3-4-3, he can't really play as a 10. Now, I can want to be proved wrong, and maybe Glasner will make him into a 10. To me, you put him on late in games and you change the system up, which we did, 4-4-2. So the subs to me were fine. That's why when we get the Glasner rating, I didn't give him a bad rating. I get why people are frustrated, but again, what did you see from Saar that says to you, put him in over IU? I don't see it. Now, if you put him in later or earlier, you got to take off Eze, right? You got to put him on the other side as a 10. So you have IU and Saar. You want to take Eze off in that game? You really can't because you want to try and win that game or get a point. So I get why people are upset at the sub, but for me, it's not that big of a deal, IU over Saar. I'd rather have IU as a 10 and Saar as a winger later, as opposed to Saar as a 10 and IU off the pitch, and then you put on IU maybe for Eze. To me, it just didn't make a lot of sense.
That's why I think we probably need another 10, though.
Yes. That, my friend, is I agree. At this point now, get me a left-footed number 10.
Just get me a 10. I'm not even fussed about the left-footed.
I've
gotten to people about this as well, because I hear what you're saying about left-footed number 10,
right?
But more time, it depends on a player. But some players can play with both feet, maybe not at the same level. But so I'm not. I mean, we'll do our scouting for that. Like if we get a player, of course, it's down the right-hand side or number 10 that that can contribute. So I'm not just get me a number 10. I have faith that the number 10 that they get can fit the system. So just get me a number 10 as long as he has 2 feet. And
you know why I wanted left-footed 10? Brian Bremo's goal today shows you why you want a left-footed player on the
Yeah,
right
yeah,
side.
yeah.
You can cut in. I'm not saying a
do-
right-footed player can't do that because I'm sure Soggy uses left foot. But when you're left-footed, again, or at least a perfect example, you can cut in. You score a lot of goals that way. That's the only reason I'm saying it. And we already have Kamada, Ayew, Sarr, Eze. We got França. We got 5 players who are quote unquote number 10s with right foot. That's the only way I'm saying it. But I get what you're saying. If you use the left,
I hear that as well. I do hear that as well. But like Emil Smith Rowe, for example, that was linked with us. He has. I'm not. Of course,
he's
gone
very
to Fulham,
two-footed
but,
though.
for example, he's right-footed, but
he's
he
very
can use his
two-footed.
left foot.
Yeah, he's very two-footed. He's a very good.
Yeah,
he's a good example.
I mean, let's just get someone in. Glasner, 7 from you, 6 from me. I wasn't really too sure about the in-game management in terms of the subs, etc. Maybe it was down to fitness, but yeah, look, it's the first game of the season. I'm not going to panic.
I'll tell you why very quickly. Lineup-wise, game 9 out of 10. To me, only difference I would have had was have Doucouré for Hughes. Right? Tactics, I thought we pressed well. We set up the same way we always do. He's changed it to a 4-4-2 when we're down a goal. 7 out of 10. And the subs were 6 out of 10. If you want to argue Sarr versus Ayew, you can't give him less than 6 out of 10. It wasn't like he brought it and he used all 5 subs because Lerma played, Edouard played. Do you know what I mean? So for me, then you average it out, it comes out to a 7. So I'm in. You want to give him a 6, that's fine. But I don't think he did that poorly today, first game. But again, everyone can have their opinion. If you have an opinion different, comments in the comments below, please.
Exactly. Listen to what Patrick just said. But people, that's it from us for the player ratings. Let us know your thoughts and ratings in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and until next time, up the palace.